So you've been following the channel for about, I don't know, a couple weeks now, probably because you're new. And guys, honestly, thank you. This channel has grown over 5,200% in like 1 month. It is crazy. Now, the reason why it's because I'm pretty much the only YouTuber that is coming from a regular trading life. Like, I don't sit there and fake my views. I don't sit there and fake, oh, I got a Ferrari. I do real TA. I got 17 years under my belt, and I've learned simple ways to break this down to beginner traders. I've ran a Discord for about 4 years. I've personally trained and shown, not financial advice, but how to understand the market in a basic stance of just knowing when the trend changes or how to read the market and market cap. It's really not that hard, honestly. Around 52% of the market is the Mega 7. If you have 52% of the market dropping, the whole market's going to drop. It's common sense. It's the same way with the bull rally. If the 52% is going to push, it's going to push. But I also break down federal rates, inflation. And that's why this channel has blown up. It is crazy. People are finally seeing it. I think in 2022, when we had our first bear market, I think that was the real first bear market where traders were getting in with the apps and stuff. And then we had our first bull market with Biden all the way until 2023. Throughout those years, I have personally just tried my best to explain how to understand the market in a trend change, trade with a trend, one of the oldest sayings ever, and how to understand the market cap, because a lot of traders, they don't understand market cap. If you don't understand market cap, the most basic way to understand it is, let me pull it up really quick. And by the way, my internet's kind of slow, but if you don't understand market cap, it equals into percentages. It's not just market cap. And I don't know why it's not loading, but either way, when you have the Mega 7 right here on the side in the red, there's a reason why these are color coded. There's a reason why these are color coded in, man, my thing's going wild. Why is it tweaking out? Either way, market cap. Market cap is pretty basic. It shows you how much pull it has in the market, and yeah, like how much pull. I don't know, this is really bothering me. I hate making videos. My trading video doesn't work. But either way, market cap is really good at explaining how much pull it has in the market. So like NVDA, right? If NVDA is moving, it dropped around 3.8% today. But when it dropped 3.8%, that was giving a lot of push in the market. Guys, you have to remember, market cap shows you how much pull in the market. And as you're trading over the years, you start to see this. You start to see how big companies are and how much weight they have in the market. Now, the one thing that you need to understand is basic economics. When you have a bull market, you don't go into another bull market right after that. They raise rates during a bull market, and then that holds down inflation. Now we're coming into a top where a lot of these Mega 7 have pushed to extreme highs over and over for, probably a year and a half. And I'm so sorry, guys, my charts aren't loading. I don't know why. Maybe it's because we're about to go to war with, the V. Yeah. And by the way, I did post a video yesterday breaking it down, and I am going to be for sure going to be one of the first YouTubers if that does happen. Trump does have a speech in a couple hours. That's kind of why I kind of wanted to upload this. But if he does announce that we're going to war, that is not going to help the market. I'm going to show you in a second what I think he's trying to do. But a lot of these companies have been pushing for a long time. That's what has been pushing in inflation. But rates have been holding it down. Now we're coming into a close on a lot of these Mega 7 and indexes because, guys, Trump wants to cut rates. You can't cut rates when a market is just pushing and pushing and pushing. So Trump is probably going to do something dramatic, which, every president does. Don't just sit there and just blame Trump. But no telling what's going to happen. But I'm going to explain in a second. But you can see how a lot of these stocks have been pushing and pushing. You can't do that forever, guys. That's how you get a 2008, 1979, you can't do that. Or the year 2000, the dot-com bubble. I remember that. Yeah, I don't even want to tell you a story about that. That's a long time. I think I was 10. But either way, just be very careful, guys. But there is one thing I do want to point out about this video. Now, we do have CPI tomorrow. We do have Trump talking in, I think, an hour and a half. Now, there was something I did post in the Discord today, and I was talking about it, how I was really trying to read the charts. And sorry, I can't really go to the charts because for some reason it's not loading. But I do want to show you this and just show you the basic things. Well, I could just edit the video later, but yeah, either way, I'm going to show you this. So if you actually look at the moving averages, come on. So this is what I wanted to show you. So right now we've got that rejection. Let's actually kind of zoom in really quick. And sorry, I had to make cuts to this video. For some reason, my internet's not working out in the country in the Ozarks. I don't get why. But this is what I wanted to show you. So right now, we had that rejection. The trend was changing. I was making videos, and I was saying, hey, the 10 is starting to cross. The bears are taking control. You can see it starting to cross over that 20. Just like right here, where you see the 10 start to cross, and then it starts to get under that 10 moving average or that 20 moving average, and rejection, rejection, rejection. Bears take control. That's exactly what's happening right now. The 10 is going to cross over the 20, and then we actually had a sell-off to around 601, 600 in the triple Qs. Now we're sitting on this moving average. And as I was posting videos throughout about a week and a half, and in the last video I told you, every day that we trade sideways or still not breaking this moving average, it goes higher. So right now is CPI tomorrow morning, and right now, tonight, Trump is giving a speech. I think Trump, and the thing is, you'll notice a lot of this in the near future, especially you new traders, pay attention to this, because some presidents, they'll wait for, something to happen, like right here. I remember when I was posting videos, I was telling people for months, I was like, hey, be very careful for about 3 months, because the moving averages were all in the cluster. I was like, it's going to take one bad thing to come, to break it. Trump came in, tears, boom, broke all the moving averages because they were all clustered together. So today in the Discord, a lot of people were asking, what's the chances of us going ahead to drop to 550 in the triple Qs to the 200 moving average? I said, hey, let me get home, let me look at the charts. Well, we're going to go over that in a second, but I kind of want to point this out. We are right here. Honestly, the way the charts are looking in the Mega 7, it is going to be very easy to go to 550. Now, is it going to be a straight shot? I don't think so. I think it's going to be something like this, where you'll get a hard break, you'll get a bounce back up, it'll hit that 200 moving average, and then it'll come right back down to that 50 moving average, or the 200 moving average, off the 100 moving average, sorry. But that's how I think it's going to play out probably, and I'm going to show you why, because, that's my job as a YouTuber, right? So let's go over the charts really quick, because I want to show you. Now, I want you to notice this orange line. This is the 200 moving average in the Mega 7. So on the triple Qs, right, you can see how there's still some space to go. But if you want to know, as a trader, are we pushing down to the 200 moving average? Well, let's see what the 51% of the market's doing. So let's go to AVGO. It's already pushing down to its 200 moving average. So you got support around 281. That's where you're going to end. So that's one stock pushing down to its 200 moving average. You have Google. Now, here's the thing. It's not pushing down to its 200 moving average, but is it really going to be hard to break that 50 moving average, push down to the 100 moving average? That's going to help the market push down to its 200 moving average. So there's kind of like a backbone. So say that's like 50-50. So one favoring the bears and a 50-50. Apple about to break. It's also going to help the market, because if the market starts to break, say 597, it's going to push down to around 251. That's going to be another stock helping push down to the 200 moving average on the on the triple Qs. Now, Meta is at a high rejection zone with no supports. There is no supports under Meta. There's no moving averages. So, look, there is just a big, wide open gap on Meta. 6% in the NAS, 4% almost in the S&P 500, 3.6 in the triple Qs, SPY. So there's another stock favoring the bears. A whole drop. There's a whole drop. Now let's look at Amazon, right? Amazon's already made its rejection down to the 200 moving average. There's still some to go, but that's the next level, 200 moving average. Now what is Tesla doing? Tesla is making a rejection off of a high that I've been calling out for a while. Let's actually pull this up. Rejection, 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 rejection. There's another one for the bears. So if this rejects, that's going to help break that 597 100 moving average and push to the 200 moving average. What is NVDA doing? And oh my gosh, there was one guy, by the way, I read your comment, it was really funny. I was talking about how NVDA is literally not doing nothing, and I'm just bored, and this guy said something about, yeah, I've been watching it. Yeah, dude, I've been watching this left and right, not gonna lie. But look, NVDA, nothing. There is no supports to the 200 moving average. What is AMD doing, right? The next support is the 200 moving average. Let's go to Microsoft, right? Sitting on its 200 moving average. Guys, we might just straight push to the 200 moving average, not in a free fall stance. I mean, we could. You never know. We could be going to war in about an hour. I posted a video. I can't believe I just said that. I hope the algo doesn't pick me up. I don't believe in conspiracies. I believe in presidents do certain things, tariffs, wars, oil, natural gas. I mean, look at Israel, right? They want land. A lot of, I'm not picking a side, God behold, you know what I'm saying? But presidents do certain things to break highs in the markets or to get bull rallies in the markets. I mean, guys, that's how we control the market with rates, and you know what I'm saying? Don't be surprised if Trump does something dramatic to break that 597, 596 on the triple Qs to get that push to 550, 555. So in January, Powell can cut another interest rate.